Hi everyone, welcome to VRC with Gaurav. In this video, we'll take a look at passage 68 from the book RC 99 by Aristotle Prep. Moving ahead and going to the passage, I have highlighted a few words for you, which might be a bit unusual and you might need help with those words with regard to their meaning. So I've highlighted and explained those in the glossary. Other than that, the passage is very straightforward, very simple. So we can go straight to the questions. Okay, so coming to the content of the passage, I'm a bit surprised why Aristotle put this in the tough category of RC 99. Passage is very linear, very straightforward. The author has a very blinded view of regarding the Olympics taking place in the ancient Greece. Okay, so what is the author saying over here? Paragraph wise will proceed. Uh, Over here in the first para, the author is saying that you have the King Alexander, emperor technically. He had a kind of fascinating vision of a united Greece, some ideal vision of society, but it never fructified. What instead was the ground reality that the Greek city states were a lot of faced a lot of conflicts with each other. Okay, the author has used words like pursuing bitter feuds and all that stuff. He has also used the word squabbling cities. From this, we can infer that the city states of Greece are actually fighting with each other. Nowhere is the vision of Alexander of an idealized united society being seen anywhere. Then in the second para, the author is saying that these games, Olympic games, began in so and so year uh, from 776 BC, but there was a ban put in place in 393 AD. Approximately a time span of more than 1,000 years going on over here. Then the author says that, okay, the games were proceeding to an external person, non-Greek person, the two tribes might feel very similar, but in their own vision, the two tribes thought that they are very distinct from each other. And by the time the ban on the Olympic Games came into place in the year 390 AD, a lot of these city states had a lot of this Mediterranean world had assumed a Greek-like culture, a Greek-like appearance, whatever. But the author has a very negative outlook regarding the central core. The core Greek civilization, it had become impotent, helpless, in a way useless, having no strength or power of itself. Okay. Then again, in the third and fourth para, to be very brief, the author again is bashing the Olympic Games a lot. He's saying that these games were supposed to signify unity, coming together of all the different city states into one common arena, showing their good side and all. But none of that is happening. Rather, what you have is the representatives of the city states are coming. They are participating in the games, but winning is paramount, and they are not winning as a sign of sportsmanship, but they find a lot of delight in imposing defeat on their enemies. And in this case, who is their enemy? The other city states who are participating. Okay, every city state is pursuing a very narrow agenda over here. They do not want to contribute to the glory of Greece, but rather their own glory. Own glory in the sense maybe personal glory or the glory of their own city state. That's it. That's it. Nothing else. And then in the closing remark, the author has rounded off the passage nicely that the Olympics were not actually a sign of communal bliss, unity, people coming together, but they were a symbol of very bitter, lasting competition between the city states. And all of this bitterness was institutionalized, was formalized in the games itself. So the takeaway is very straightforward from the passage. I can condense it in maybe just one or two lines that the author has a very negative outlook regarding the games of those times. They started, eventually they ended up facing a ban in 390 AD. But in the time span that they were taking place, they weren't too good either. Okay, they were started with some particular motive, but that motive was never fulfilled. That's it. That's it. Okay. So let's go to the questions. Okay. First question, very straightforward. Which of the following would the author be most likely to agree with? Okay. Okay. Let's go through the question options now. Olympics is the oldest organized sporting event in history. Nowhere is this given, okay, that it was the oldest. What we have is just that, yeah, okay, they started way back in 776 BC, meaning that almost more than 2,800 years now, okay, almost 2,800 years. But nowhere can we infer with a lot of guarantee that it's the oldest sporting event. So bye-bye to this. Second option again is going a bit far-fetched. It is saying that Greece had more internal divisions than other civilizations. Again, we have absolutely no idea what other civilizations of those times were like. Okay, so this is taking things a bit too far out. Third option is actually really good. Sporting events sometimes create more problems than they solve. So in this case, yeah, we can take a look at Olympics. The other not happy with how they ended up being like in Greece and all. So yes, we can say that the author might agree with this. I have actually a problem in this generalizing term sporting events. Okay, it tends to capture almost all sport event that might be happening at those times, but it is very nicely compensated by using the word sometime. Kabhi kabar karte hain. Okay. If you take away the word sometimes from option C, then it becomes very dicey. Okay. Falls in the trap of generalization. Thankfully, that sometimes is there. So we'll tend to hold it for now. Let's take a look at option D and E. What do they say? D and E again are very ridiculous. Alexander was the most successful leader of ancient Greece. Nowhere is it mentioned. Okay, what we just know is that Alexander had a vision for the society, nowhere fructified. Okay, we have no idea with regard to his political and military conquests. Option E, sporting events are the best way to solve political problem. Absolutely opposite to what the author has mentioned over here. Olympics, as per the author, rather magnified the problems possibly that Greece political states were facing. So E, absolutely not. The correct answer is very straightforward. It will be option C. Okay. So with that, we get done with the first question. I hope that you have understood it. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, very easy question, very easy. What does it say? For which of the following does the passage provide some evidence or explanation? Okay, we need some kind of information backing us in this passage for the given statement. What is the first one? Alexander united ancient Greece through a series of military contests. Absolutely no idea whether this happened or not. Okay. So no way can I guarantee this statement. The divisions among Greek city-states were reflected in the Olympics. Excellent. This is what the last sentence of the passage actually is talking about. So yes, we can say statement two with a lot of confidence. Third, Olympic Games could not have occurred without a city-state system. Going a bit far-fetched. We have no guarantee, no assurance with which we can say this. Okay, Olympics game हो ही नहीं सकते थे without the city-state system. No idea. Once again, C gets kicked out. Only two, which is the option A. Okay, very easy question. I'm very surprised. How come they put in so easy questions in here? Okay then. All right. I hope that you have understood this. Let's move on to the next one. Okay. So here the author is saying Olympic spirit was not one of communal bliss. Communal mean hearing community bliss, but bitter lasting competition institutionalized in games, formalized in games. Okay. Indicates that the author believes what? Okay, the author has a very negative outlook regarding what the Olympic Games did to the Greek civilization at that time. Okay, let's go through one by one the options. Option A, the Greeks were more internally divided than other Mediterranean civilizations. We have gone through this. We have absolutely no idea what other civilizations were like at that time. So nowhere can we say that more or less divided, blah, blah, blah. Kicked out. B. Greek millennium was a period of constant warfare. Now, whether this is true or not has absolutely no bearing on this games wala angle. Okay, the author has trying to say very clearly that whatever rivalry was there in between the city states, it was seen very prominently happening in the games. Okay, so that is what is saying. Whether the warfare was going on or not, absolutely no idea. Third option actually is the best one over here. Olympic Games did not serve a beneficial national purpose. Yes, definitely. They did not help in unifying, rather they portrayed the divisions between the city states very prominently. So any effort that might have been going on with regards to unifying the country, national purpose, nothing is being served. Narrow-minded politics is happening as far as the author is concerned. So yes, option C is a very solid candidate for being the answer. Nonetheless, let's take a look at what option D and E are talking about. What does it say? First Olympiad in 776 BC. With it began the decline of Greek civilization. A bit far-fetched. Once again, too much, too much. That the games were a sign of decline of Greek civilization. No. Okay. There was already squabbling happening between the city-states when the games started. In the games also, the rivalry, the squabbling, the feuds could be seen. Okay. So bye-bye. D. Option E, the Olympic Games fostered a feeling of hatred amongst the member nation. This is a bit too much. Okay. Hatred. Secondly, what is meant by this member nations over here? Not quite cool. Okay. The word that we are using over here is city states. We have absolutely no concept of member nations going on as far as the time period is concerned. 776 BC to this 398. Okay. So answer has to be option C. Okay. I hope that you have understood the passage and all the three questions along with their correct answers. If you have any doubts, please drop them in the comment box. I'll be happy to help you out. Thank you.